Hey traders, as the markets continue to ramp up higher, despite the fact that a lot of folks are looking for a dramatic move to the downside, which by the way we'll welcome, what I want to do is touch on this concept that I call high gear, low gear. Now this comes straight from my youth. This comes straight from something that I used to love to do when I was a kid, and that is play pole position. How many remember that video game? So here we have the all right, how many of you are having like a moment about your youth? So this is how I look at trading in terms of the environment in many ways. I'm trying to navigate this track. I mean, clearly, trying to get around the track. We've got our steering wheel, that's fine. But I look at this right here, high gear and low gear. You guys remember you could either shift this thing into high gear, shift this thing into low gear. And I think there's a parallel here in terms of trading, and that's this. So let me show you the two charts that I keep side by side on my layouts. One is the grab candle on the left, and many of you have probably seen me do this before. It's definitely something I keep on my screens, one of my 9. And so if I've got a trending environment, I will have predominantly green grab candles, and I'll also have this right here, green. So right away, here's a really easy way to say, you know what, thanks but no thanks, not the greatest trend, although the markets are punching to higher highs. And take a look at the right side here. This is what I would call high gear. This is more of a momentum environment. This is what I would call low gear, more of a pullback, retracement, buy the dip type environment. High gear, if I'm going to play moves to the upside on breakouts, volume confirmed breakouts of resistance, I need green, what's known as 10x candles. If I want to play pullbacks in low gear, I need green, what are called grab candles. So one is an environment for pullbacks within a trend, and one is an environment within breakouts within a trend. All right, so let's switch this over to the NQ, which has been really a big part of my intraday and end of day trading book. So on the right side, you can see here, green 10x. That means if I am looking for potential volume confirmed breakouts, I do have the proper environment for that. And environment, reading the environment, if you're going to become an expert at anything, let it be understanding, interpreting the environment, not an indicator, not a particular strategy, not even a particular asset class. Let it be a keen understanding of what's going on in the environment. If you have the environment process down, then what indicator, what strategy, how to play it, which time frame becomes a much more natural part of your trading. So what we're really talking about here, this high-low gear, is really the environment, right? I mean, think of it this way again. Let's go back to pole position. Why would I shift into low gear? The environment, the track giving me a certain look. Why would I switch up into high gear? Again, the track. It was the environment that I was driving through while playing that video game, right? So high gear on the right, low gear on the left. Now, both are valid for buys. I have a double green environment. Both are valid for pullbacks. So now the question becomes, all right, how do I know whether to focus on low gear or high gear? If we get a move to the downside, in other words, we get a retracement, that's definitely going to be the left side and a low gear trade. If I get a volume confirmed breakout and I have a resistance level that I can trade on that volume confirmed breakout for momentum to the upside, that's going to be a high gear trade. Now, just because I have green 10x doesn't mean I get to buy every new high. You want a volume confirmed trigger, volume confirmed breakout. On the left side, just every single pullback, every shallow little move to the downside is not going to be necessarily a pullback buy. You want to pull back to a certain level. Maybe it's a Darvis, maybe it's a moving average. Maybe it's, in this case, I love this level right here, point of control. All those folks that are saying we're going to see a significant pullback, I welcome it, bring it, because we want to be ready for one of those days or a few of those days where, you know, the sky is falling, but not for us. Every sky is falling moment since May, I have bought, and you better believe I'll do it again. And at some point, I'll be wrong. Let's acknowledge that. At some point, this uptrend is going to transition into chop. Absolutely. They all do eventually. I will still keep a bullish bias, but the environment will have changed. And once again, we'll come out with a video. We'll talk about what I do when the market is in distribution. But think about all the trades that I've been able to take now for a couple thousand points, rolling in and out of these trends, as opposed to always being concerned that the next pullback is actually going to be the next reversal. We don't want to do that. And in uptrends, gang, the bulls who are not already embracing this long-only attitude that we've had in the room since June 10, they're going to keep picking tops. You know why? It's the ultimate in revenge trading. Think about that for a moment. Folks who chronically pick tops and uptrends, ask them, hey, are you long? I'm going to tell you, dollars to donuts. I will bet dollars to donuts. They are not long. Hence, the revenge trade is, well, if I can't be long, I can't buy up here, I'll be the contrarian who wants to short the market. All right? Contrarian thinking, gang, is a slippery slope. And we'll talk about that sometime in a video. But, contrarian thinking is not the same as counterintuitive thinking, right? Counterintuitive and contrarian are not the same. And I think a lot of folks want to be counterintuitive, right? They don't want to do what the masses are doing, which is great, but that doesn't make it a contrarian trade. That just makes it top picking and a revenge trade. All right, so that's what we're looking for. Think about high-low gear. Think about whether or not you're comfortable switching between the two. I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next update.